How we access news has dramatically changed since the rise of the connected digital era. While easy access to news from a diverse range of sources is a benefit of the ubiquitous adoption of the internet, it has also changed the playing field for mass communication. The ACC's Digital Platform Inquiry explores the implications and consequences of digital platforms in relation to competition, consumers, and society. The final report argues that the reliability and purpose of news journalism impacts societal values and has the potential to influence democratic processes globally. The report identifies digital platforms as enabling the publishing and sharing of deliberately incorrect information, otherwise known as fake news.
You are fake news. Fake news. Fake news.
In Australia, we're changing how we consume news media, and our online news consumption is affecting traditional media outlets who are losing market share in highly competitive online environments, with advertising revenue falling, resulting in cost cutting. As the ACCC points out, this is contributing to a reduction in the quality of journalism, along with threats to regional and local news agencies and a reduction in the number of employed journalists. The transformation of news consumption moving from traditional media channels to online viewing has resulted in a business model that profits from clicks and attention rather than ethical journalism. Concurrently, a shift in the public's trust of mainstream media due to staff downsizing and less rigorous fact-checking has elevated the acceptance of fake news.
A lot of people my age don't have the skills to delineate the difference between a good news story and what is fake news or clickbait. When it's funneled through the channel of social media, it's so easy to get distracted by all the noise surrounding journalism.
In comparison to conventional media, digital platforms are operating in the attention economy, where they use consumer attention and data to sell advertising. The ACCC argues that digital platforms such as Google and Facebook have substantial power in their respective businesses of online searches and social media, and that they both have substantial bargaining power with media businesses in Australia. This power provides a controlled and curated gateway to news, with Google and Facebook providing a significant proportion of visits to Australian news websites. The lack of transparency around how content is ranked and displayed contributes to the concerns around digital platforms and how they operate, with the potential for unknown influence on an individual's content. Gillespie argues that social media provides a curated content feed that applies a covert filtration of content concealed from the user. This filtration process, carried out through mysterious algorithms, can be considered a form of censorship. The ACCC report highlights the increased risk for filter bubbles and echo chambers when accessing news through the curated feed of digital platforms. A filter bubble can be established when digital platform users are repeatedly exposed to the same viewpoint, because an algorithm curated the feed to perpetually display content that the user prefers. Similarly, an echo chamber curates content via an algorithm that continually reaffirms the perspective of the user. The ACCC argues that accessing news via digital platforms increases the possible risk of cultivating filter bubbles, along with the potential exposure to fake news. Way's board contends that fake news refers to fabricated information that astutely mimics and taps into existing public beliefs to influence electoral behaviour. While it's easy to argue that propaganda and the invention of truths has been around for a long time, the difference in the online environment is the speed, scale, and massive proliferation and consumption of false information available via digital distribution. The accessibility of the online environment has provided an opportunity to redress the power balance with the end of information scarcity and the ability of the public and invested parties to play an active role in the production and sharing of news. The political landscape over the last few years demonstrates the power of digital platforms to influence democratic society. The 2016 US election was a definitive starting point to demonstrate how online news and the use of fake news has the potential to impact political outcomes. The ACCC's recommendation for improving digital literacy, particularly in schools, along with a better regulatory environment, places fake news as an important influence on society, with the need to stay up to date with future technological developments and to monitor the balance between individual choices, freedom of expression, and censorship.